I never thought I would see these lights.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. How's your holiday been so far? Today's episode promises to thrill, excite, and give you your daily dose of jump scares. Without wasting too much of your precious time, let's jump right into it. We start off with a very debatable post. Have a look and tell me what you see. A two-headed deer, right? I mean, we can all see it, so what's going on here? Well, different people think different things. Some perceive it's an otherworldly creature that's trying to take form in our world, which is why it has two heads. Others think it's a skinwalker that failed to transform properly. There are also some who think that it might be an optical illusion created by the angle and position of the deer and then the photographer when the picture was taken. That sounds logical when you think about it, but then there are some who think that's not it. They believe this is simply a glitch in the Matrix. Frankly speaking, I can see where they're all coming from, but looking at it yourself, what do you think we're dealing with? Share your thoughts. The next footage was uploaded by a Russian YouTuber with the caption, "Desert Fish." I have believed a lot of strange things in my lifetime. Some of them were true and some are obviously false. But despite how easy it is for me to believe things, I find this a pill too hard to swallow. How do you tell me these are actually fishes swimming through the desert sand? If anything, they should have been cooked as they went through the hot desert sand, but that's not what we see here. The fishes are comfortably moving along the path with the men slightly ahead of them. Unless I'm just being ignorant, this may have to be something else, or perhaps CGI at its best. What do you think? Do you believe in legends? What about ones about the legendary Bigfoot? Well, if you don't, perhaps this might challenge you, or not. Take a look. In this footage, we're introduced to not one, but two ginormous creatures that are seemingly exploring the woods. They've obviously not noticed that they're being filmed, but looking at them, we can't help but suspect that they might be Bigfoots. According to the uploader, this isn't the first time he spotted these creatures. The area is a rumored hotspot for Bigfoots, and looking at their sizes, the gait, the fur, and all other features, I can see why even the paranormal community believes it's legit. But what about you? Do you believe these could really be Bigfoots? Let us know in the comment section. Now, what do we have here? A pillar of clouds from the sky? The clouds, usually ephemeral and whimsically shaped, have taken on an extraordinary form, ascending majestically into the atmosphere like an otherworldly tower. The sky, once a canvas for the ever-shifting dance of clouds, now hosts this vertical anomaly, prompting questions about the atmospheric forces at play. As observers gaze upward, speculation and curiosity intertwine. Could this be a manifestation of meteorological rarity, an intricate interplay of air currents and moisture resulting in a captivating vertical display, or does it harbor a more mysterious origin, evoking the fantastical realms of the unknown? The line between fantasy and reality blurs in a captivating video that unveils what appears to be a lifeless dragon lying on the ground. While dragons are traditionally creatures of folklore and fairy tales, the recent surge in reports of strange creature sightings injects a sense of uncertainty into the narrative. The footage, though seemingly fantastical, prompts contemplation about the possibility of extraordinary beings existing in the world. Could this be a genuine glimpse of a creature that transcends the boundaries of myth and folklore, or does it perhaps unveil a carefully crafted spectacle, blurring the lines between reality and the fantastical? This footage captured a peculiar and beautiful sight as a mysterious light embarked on a mesmerizing journey along the horizon. This luminous apparition, adorned with an otherworldly glow, moved with grace and agility, its form shifting and morphing as if guided by an unseen force. As it moved swiftly, the contours of its shape transformed, creating an ever-changing spectacle that captured the imagination. Such sightings often evoke a sense of wonder and curiosity. The mysterious nature of the dancing light invites contemplation. Could it be a celestial phenomenon, a natural occurrence with a scientific explanation, or does it perhaps belong to the realm of the unexplained? Share your thoughts in the comments section. If you've made it this far, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. In the heart of the dense woods, this curious, mysterious entity revealed itself. It's a creature that defies any known or conventional classification. With the body of a human shrouded in a coat of brown fur and the unmistakable head of a canine, this being bore the hallmark features of the legendary Dogman. As the camera zoomed in, the creature's form becomes more pronounced, its presence both mesmerizing and unsettling. The Dogman, a figure steeped in folklore and tales of the unknown, seemed to step out from the shadows of myth into the realms of the tangible, if only for a fleeting moment. The authenticity of such sightings often sparks debates. Does this footage capture a genuine encounter with an elusive creature, or is it an intricately crafted hoax designed to fuel the fires of speculation? A sea adventure meant for joy and exploration takes a perilous turn as tourists embark on a boat trip to the picturesque Blue Lagoon in Tanzania. The journey, initially filled with excitement, quickly transforms into a harrowing experience when the boat begins to flood midway. Caught in the unfolding drama, passengers find themselves clinging to the pillars of the boat in a desperate bid for safety. The relentless influx of water becomes an ominous threat, prompting a collective effort to navigate the treacherous situation. Outside the boat, an onlooker captures the unfolding ordeal, providing a gripping visual narrative of the sinking vessel. The juxtaposition of the stunning ocean scenery and the imminent danger emphasizes the paradox of nature, its breathtaking beauty and formidable unpredictability.
Just sunk. I never thought I would see these lights.
In the heart of the dense woods, an intrepid explorer stumbled upon a discovery that ignited a wave of speculation and intrigue. Here we see a skull that's unlike anything we know. The sheer size of the skull and its distinct features defy categorization within the known spectrum of creatures. As speculation swirls, some fervently believe that this colossal cranium belongs to none other than the legendary Bigfoot. The skull's proportions and the presence of elongated fangs add an air of mystery, fueling the notion that it might be a relic from the elusive creature that has long captivated the imaginations of enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The discovery leaves many questioning the boundaries of what we know about the natural world and pondering the existence of cryptids that may elude scientific classification. Next, we have this alleged Bigfoot dashcam capture, and yes, I used the word alleged. Watch, and you may just see why. Do you see it? In the footage, we see a faint but very present figure moving in the distance as the vehicle is driving towards it. Within a few seconds, he disappears into the foliage. The individual driving is very convinced it's a Bigfoot and states his dashcam captured it. My problem with this is dashcams don't move around as they are stationary, unless of course he's using some modern type of equipment. Looking at the quality of the footage though, I can say I highly doubt that. What do you think? What in the web is going on here? In this footage, you can see what looks like some sort of transparent cloth covering the trees. But no, my friends, that is a blanket of spiderwebs. You heard me right, spiderwebs. This phenomenon is known as ballooning or gossamer and is a behavior exhibited by certain spider species. During ballooning, spiders release silk threads into the air, and these threads can get caught by the wind, carrying the spiders with them. When many spiders engage in this behavior simultaneously, it can result in widespread webs covering trees and vegetation. This is often observed in conditions where spiders are seeking new areas or trying to disperse. For a minute, I thought I would have to get Tom Holland for answers. The resurgence of a creature long thought extinct unfurls in the mysterious photo captured in the Australian wilderness. In 2019, a curious man on a walk stumbled upon a strange-looking creature, a harbinger of questions that transcend the boundaries of conventional wildlife encounters. Described as having a huge elongated tail and surpassing the size of a fox, the creature sparked speculation and led the observer to entertain the possibility that it could be a Tasmanian tiger. The blurry image, though somewhat reminiscent of the iconic extinct species. Now, before we don our Crocodile Dundee hats and declare the Tasmanian tiger's triumphant return, let's consider the facts. The Thylacine, as it's scientifically known, was declared extinct in the 20th century, and no confirmed sightings have been recorded since. So are we witnessing a Lazarus moment for the Tasmanian tiger rising from the shadows of extinction? Next, we've stumbled upon an eerie encounter in the woods that could send shivers down your spine. James Jones, our intrepid YouTuber, recently took a stroll through the mystical forest only to stumble upon a mysterious figure that might make you question the reality of ghostly tales. In this chilling footage, Jones captured what appears to be a shadowy figure, standing stoically amidst the trees. The figure was wearing a hat that resembled the bygone era's military style. Skeptics might argue it's merely a tree casting a peculiar shape, but upon closer inspection, this figure looked darker than the trees around. Its humanoid appearance, coupled with an uncanny stillness, raises the hair on the back of your neck. Could this be one of the fabled ghost soldiers lingering in the woods? What do you think? Nocturnal creatures have special eyes that help them to see through the night and also reflect light, so you'll often see a pair of eyes floating in the dark when these creatures are around. In this Trailcam footage, however, people are unsure if the eyes belong to an animal or something ominous. In the footage, we can see an unsuspecting moose standing in a field in the dead of the night. Behind it is a woodland, but in the woodlands are eyes floating in the dark. They seem to be stalking the moose as it moves strangely. Nature enthusiasts and skeptics alike are left pondering the identity of these eyes. Some argue it could be the calculated gaze of a mountain lion or a stealthy cougar silently maneuvering through the shadows. However, the plot thickens as a faction of believers emerges, suggesting a more cryptic presence. Could it be the elusive Bigfoot lurking in the darkness and keeping an eye on the unsuspecting moose? In this next Trailcam footage, we're presented with another mysterious situation. Here we have a deer minding its own business in the woods when something strange happens. A ghostly figure appears from the darkness and approaches the deer. The apparition moved very fast and looked like smoke. As soon as it gets closer to the deer, it vanishes. Now, I know we have people who would say it was probably just a fog, but did you notice the deer's ear twitch as it turned its head toward the direction the figure came from? Fog or not, that deer sensed something uncanny in the air. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift gears from the enigmatic woods to the airy realm of a bus station where the inexplicable continues to unfold. Our protagonist is a woman standing with an unsettling stillness on one side of the train tracks as though ensnared in a trance. When someone intervenes to pull her from harm's way, her subsequent behavior defies the expected. Her movements are erratic, like an NPC in a video game, eliciting a sense of otherworldliness. The question of what could be wrong with her takes center stage, prompting speculation about the potential factors at play. The trance-like state and subsequent peculiar behavior might stem from various sources: a medical condition, a psychological episode, or even the influence of substances. The footage leaves viewers in a state of bewilderment, grappling with the unsettling sight of a person seemingly disconnected from the norms of human behavior. Before we move on to the next video, just another reminder: if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. I wouldn't want to send that Bigfoot after you. And don't forget to share with friends and family as well. Thank you very much. Hold onto your fishing rods, folks, as we cast our line into the riveting tale of a father-son fishing expedition turned heart-pounding encounter. The man went fishing with his little boy at a river. He handed the fishing rod to the boy while he filmed the proud moment when his son caught his first fish. As the boy was pulling his catch to the land, something unexpected happened. A crocodile emerged out of nowhere in pursuit of the boy's fish. The father acted quickly to ensure the safety of his son, rushing to pick him up and avoid any potential harm from the reptile. Unfortunately, the crocodile managed to steal the fish, but they at least got to keep their limbs. It's a wild and sad case, but we can't exactly call the cops on this guy. If you want to go fishing with your kids, stay away from dangerous waters. If you're a bug enthusiast or someone with a curious mind, then prepare to be delighted by the whimsical world of caterpillars that goes beyond their crawling prowess. This man picked up a caterpillar from its terrestrial abode, but unknown to him, he was about to make a discovery he never knew he would make. He accidentally pressed the humble and was met with a tiny squeak that defied the known and conventional soundtrack of the insect kingdom. Who would have thought that these seemingly silent creatures harbored a secret symphony within their tiny, segmented bodies? It's possible that the sound could be a defensive mechanism or a response to pressure, but without more information, it remains a curious and unexpected behavior for a caterpillar. Unless, of course, one of you can explain it all, to which we're all eyes and ears. Venture into the mysterious realms of the unknown as we delve into an intriguing discovery by a Bigfoot research center. At first glance, the image reveals a tiny body reminiscent of a human baby, yet covered in a coat of brown fur that adds an uncanny twist to its appearance. The creature appears lifeless, leading all who saw it to come up with theories of what it might actually be. Skeptics lean toward the notion of it being a fabricated creation, suggesting that what they are seeing in the image is a mere human-made prototype, a cleverly crafted creation that mimics the elusive figure of a Bigfoot. The Paranormal Society, however, believes this is real, and I must say I'm with them on this one. What do you think about it? Imagine just taking a walk to clear your head one night when you run into this sight. Yes, that's a woman draped in a flowing white robe with her hair cascading like a waterfall. As if the sight is not ghostly enough, you can tell that she's mysteriously hovering above the trees. It's a sight that defies the laws of nature, simultaneously invoking fear and fascination. The air becomes charged with an otherworldly presence as she floats serenely, seemingly detached from the earthly realm. Who is she? A spirit? A ghost? Or perhaps a witch? Each of these is a possibility, making the whole situation not just mysterious, but complex and leaving the observer teetering between the known and the unknown. In this footage circulating the internet, the scene unfolds as an alien-like creature lies on a table, surrounded by scrubbed-in doctors engaging in what appears to be an autopsy. The gravity of the moment prompts a crucial question. Is this a genuine encounter with an otherworldly being, or an elaborate hoax designed to captivate the imagination? Yet, as with many cryptic encounters, the authenticity of this footage is shrouded in uncertainty. The implications of such an event, if real, could be a monumental revelation that we're not alone in the universe. Skepticism, however, prevails as the mystery surrounding UFO sightings, abductions, and purported alien interactions persists. What's your say on the matter? Embarking on a deep-sea expedition can unravel the mysteries hidden beneath the ocean's surface. For these intrepid submariners, however, their journey took an unexpected turn. In the murky depths, a webbed hand gracefully glides against the glass, unveiling a mesmerizing fishtail adorned in a luminous blue glow. The being's face makes a fleeting appearance, revealing hollow eyes that add an eerie touch to the encounter. The question echoes, could this be a glimpse of a mermaid, a legendary denizen of the deep, or something else entirely? The lore surrounding mermaids has survived for centuries, captivating human imagination with tales of aquatic beings embodying a fusion of human and piscine traits. Skepticism may cast doubt on the authenticity of such encounters, questioning whether the footage captures a genuine marine anomaly or an intricately staged spectacle. What do you think? How far are you willing to go to protect what you own and love? In this clip, we're introduced to two bikers who are hanging out somewhere in the woods. Out of nowhere, a man drives in and then starts attacking one of them. The second panics, rides away, but soon returns to join in the fight. The aim is to help his friend. When he arrived, however, he too was attacked and given the same treatment. The video ends here, which has us wondering how the whole encounter ended. It turns out the man was simply attacking them because they were on his land. Interesting, right? If this man proved anything, it's that he was willing to go so far to make things happen, but perhaps he was willing to go a bit too far. Do you believe in dragons? So before you say no, watch this footage. Yep, that's an actual dragon, or at least one that looks like it's emerging from the water. Although we don't get to see its full body, we can tell from just the head that it's a very big creature. Now, the only questions we have is this real? And where was it filmed? Can this dragon fly? Can it breathe fire? Are there other types of dragons, and how have they remained hidden for so long? I know that's a lot of questions, but you can't tell me you aren't curious about them too, can you? If any one of you has more dragon videos, please send them in. We want to see them. We know many suggest Bigfoot is some prehistoric ape that never went extinct, but what if I told you our next Trailcam footage contains something more ancient? Pay attention to the clip and tell me what you see. Do you think dinosaur or kangaroo? You know what? Watch it again. Did you see it? Now tell me, is that a kangaroo or does it look like a dinosaur? It definitely looks like a dinosaur, but how's that even possible? The truth is, well, we don't know. A trail cam enthusiast set up his trail camera in the remote part of the woods in a bid to capture some wildlife, and this is what he ended up capturing. He uploaded the footage online to try and get everyone's opinion, and all who saw it believed they were dealing with a dinosaur. Skeptics were quick to point out that dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years, and this was most probably a small kangaroo. But do tell me, oh observant viewers of mine, does that look like a kangaroo to you? It most definitely doesn't. If we are dealing with a dinosaur, then you have to wonder where it came from and how many of these creatures are roaming the earth in the shadows. Have you ever wondered what a dead Bigfoot would look like? If you haven't, well, wonder no more. I have an image from the 1940s of one right here. I know the image is confusing and doesn't look like much, but believe me when I tell you that's actually a dead Bigfoot, at least according to the one who took the picture in the 1940s. This image is supposed to be a picture of a Bigfoot lying on its back, dead. If you ask me, however, I would say it looks like it was lying on its face instead, but, well, what do I know? And beyond that, the image was apparently taken in the 1940s. This should explain the black and white nature of the image and lack of detail. But what do you think? Does it look legit, or does it sound like a fabricated tale to you? Let us know in the comments section. How will you explain this, a fox and a wolf frozen when it looks like they were about to attack each other? If someone told us this was possible, we'd no doubt dispute it, but here we're seeing two predators frozen in time just as they were about to attack each other. Was their intense desire to attack each other so overpowering that they momentarily forgot the reality of the situation, or could there be other factors at play? Perhaps in a whimsical twist, Elsa from Frozen paid them a visit. Well, we can't say for sure, but if there is a scientific explanation for this, please do share it with us. We'd like to hear it. Stepping away from raccoons, we have this eerie and quite frankly very disturbing footage. It was taken from the body cam of a young man exploring what looks like a tunnel in the woods. Wondering what I'm talking about? Watch this. You saw it, didn't you? A creature emerged from the darkness, screaming and terrifying the person exploring. And what exactly was it? Due to the video's quality, it's difficult to discern. It appears to be a humanoid creature with beady eyes. All who saw the video thought it might be a skinwalker, but we disagree. A second look and the mystery surrounding the creature dissipates. You start to realize that you might actually be looking at a computer-generated image. At least, that's what we think. But what do you think? This controversial capture was sent to us by a subscriber who had seen it on one of the paranormal platforms. According to the subscriber, this has been a subject of much controversy and she wanted us to clear it up. What do you see? Do you see the forest alone, or do you see a Yeti staring at you with a look so sinister and serious it could chill your very soul? From afar, the capture looks like a set of trees or tree branches with snow on them. A second look, and it looks like there's an actual face and body of a humanoid moving from the left to the right. You have to be paying attention or very observant to see the creature in question. Do you see it too, or are we simply imagining and seeing things that aren't there? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. A family enjoying their time on their remote wooded property got an unexpected surprise when their vigilant dog alerted them to something in their backyard. Intrigued and perhaps a little anxious, they ventured over to investigate the source of their dog's excitement. What they encountered left them both intrigued and somewhat unsettled. There, amidst the trees and darkness, they noticed a pair of eyes peering back at them. These eyes blinked and darted about, suggesting that whatever they belonged to was moving stealthily among the trees. The question that now loomed over them was this: what could possibly be lurking in the woods? Was it merely some harmless nocturnal creatures going about their business, or was there something more enigmatic and potentially sinister concealed within the depths of the forest? The answer remains shrouded in the mystery of the woods. This next clip was taken by an Indonesian YouTuber and his adventurous friends who set out to capture thrilling encounters with dangerous animals. Little did they know they would stumble upon something entirely unexpected. As they ventured deeper into the woods, their cameras rolling, a humanoid creature darted into the darkness, eluding their pursuit. Undeterred, the fearless crew gave chase, but the elusive being outpaced them, disappearing into the night. The creature they encountered was peculiar indeed. A naked humanoid with elongated limbs and a hairless head crouched in an enigmatic pose. Upon reviewing the footage, they made a startling discovery. The mysterious creature had actually been walking around them the entire time, and they never noticed. But what was it? Was it an extraterrestrial being, an otherworldly visitor, or could it be a clever fabrication by the YouTubers? The truth remains elusive, but what do you think? Next, we have this series of photos that recently raise intriguing questions. At first glance, they appear to be ordinary pictures of deer in a wooded area. However, as each subsequent photo is illuminated using the Trailcam app, spectral images start to emerge. One photo displays a red hue while another reveals a yellow tint. Once these images were shared with the paranormal community, speculation quickly arose. Some believe that these ghostly figures captured on camera are the spirits of deceased deer that have not yet transitioned to the next plane, a concept that pushes the boundaries of our understanding and challenges our perception of the natural and supernatural world. As extraordinary as that sounds, we'd love to hear your thoughts about it. What do you think about the whole thing? Do you believe in aliens? Well, I do, and with the official announcement of UFOs in the US, I believe I am vindicated. But can that explain this? In the footage, we see an alien-looking creature moving in the water. It looks like a fish, and it swims in the water like a fish, but it has a face befitting a humanoid. But despite that, we can't really call it a human now, can we? A number of individuals who saw the footage believe it's a mutated fish, but I don't think so. We have always assumed aliens could move on land, like we do as humans, but just what if there are aquatic aliens that need water to survive? What if they use robots to move on land like minions from Megamind? I know my mind goes a bit far, but have you ever thought about it? If you haven't, perhaps this piece of footage is your cue to do so. Next is a Trailcam footage that's as scary as it is intriguing. Take a look at the image. This was captured by a Trailcam situated at an undisclosed location. Although the image lacks clarity, we can vividly see a ginormous creature standing meters away from the camera. It's walking on its 2 feet like a human would, but with a body that doesn't quite look human. It's muscular with a heavy build. A part of me suspects that it might have a lot of fur as well, but that's not made clear by the image. It doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to realize that we're dealing with a cryptid, and in this case, it's none other than Bigfoot. But that leaves us with questions. Where did it come from? And is that particular location safe? I guess we'll never know. Do you believe in ghosts? Well, if you didn't, then perhaps this capture is for you. A wildlife photographer had set up his trail camera in the heart of the woods, hoping to capture some night photos of the wildlife in the area. Imagine his surprise when he reviewed the footage and saw what you see on your screens. Do you see it? Take a closer look at the mysterious, blurry figure lurking on the right side of the screen. Notice how it appears as a smoky, ethereal creature lingering on the right side of the screen. So, what's going on here? Your guess is as good as ours. Why is it there? Did it suddenly materialize in our realm? Could it be on a hunt for unsuspecting deer? Can we even trust the authenticity of this image? Well, that's one thing we can't say for sure. What do you think? If you found that piece of footage fascinating, then this next footage will have you shaken. Have a look. This footage was captured in 2015 in an undisclosed location in Russia. The uploader of the footage refused to give further info to avoid being tracked. The footage initially seems like a typical forest exploration video, albeit with a tense atmosphere. The person behind the camera moves cautiously and fixates on a specific area. After a few seconds, we realize why. A creature suddenly comes out of hiding and starts moving away from the explorers. It initially walks in a gorilla-like knuckle walk, but swiftly switches to leaping and bounding to escape. It definitely didn't want to be seen by the explorers. Why? Maybe it's shy, but I don't think that's it. At first glance, it looks like a really large gorilla, but its subsequent movements take it out of the realm of an ordinary primate. It definitely has to be something more. Now, which creature do we know that looks like an ape, moves on 2 feet, and avoids humans at all costs? That's right, a Bigfoot. Do you think that's the creature we just saw, or are we seeing things that are not there? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Encountering a scene like this can indeed send shivers down anyone's spine, and it's not hard to imagine a moose, those massive creatures, being involved in something scary or outright gory. But as the saying goes, appearances can be deceiving. Upon closer inspection and a bit of research, it turns out that there's no cause for alarm. What you're witnessing here is not a gory battlefield, but rather a natural and intriguing process. This moose is in the midst of shedding its velvet, a temporary skin that covers its antlers during their growth phase. Think of it as a moose's way of preparing for a regal makeover. Shedding this velvet is a crucial step for these majestic animals to welcome their new set of antlers, a true crown of nature. It's a reminder of the remarkable and often unexpected processes that unfold in the natural world, sometimes catching our attention with their dramatic flair. Next, we have this really odd Trailcam capture. In it, we see a stack of orbs arranged in a vertical manner. If we weren't knowledgeable of the paranormal, we'd ignore this as a bad capture, but knowing that orbs are usually an indication of spiritual or paranormal activity, we found this capture interesting. Could the Trailcam have been situated in a place rich with spiritual and paranormal activity? We couldn't help but wonder, but experts have suggested that the stacked orbs could be the result of a bug distorting the capture. However, we find it difficult to believe since we don't see the typical shape of a bug. So we must ask, what are your thoughts on the matter? Could we be witnessing the paranormal? Is it just a bug, or could it be something entirely different? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Still, on unexplained images, take a look at this Trailcam capture. At first glance, it looks like an everyday picture of the woods, but take a closer look. There's a big, furry creature moving in the background just behind the trees. Is it possible that we're looking at a bear, a gorilla, or perhaps another type of ape? A closer examination, and you'd realize that whatever the creature is, it's definitely not any of these animals. It appears to walk upright with a human-like gait. Judging by its height in relation to the trees, it could be said that the creature is also quite tall. I'm convinced that we're dealing with a cryptid here, and only one fits the bill: Bigfoot. But what do you think? Now let's shift our focus to a truly remarkable and puzzling encounter captured on film. A beachgoer stumbled upon an octopus, an ocean-dwelling creature, in a location quite distant from its natural habitat, the vast ocean itself. The mystery deepens when we ponder how this cephalopod managed to traverse such a significant expanse of land. However, it seems we have an astute and resourceful fellow in our midst. If you direct your attention to the footage, you'll notice a small hole in the sandy terrain conveniently situated just behind our 8-armed friend. This seemingly unremarkable opening serves as a direct conduit to the boundless ocean beyond, and our clever marine companion took full advantage of it. This extraordinary display serves as a testament to the intelligence and adaptability of animals, attributes that we often underestimate. The octopus gracefully slithers back into the depths of its aquatic realm, seamlessly merging the realms of land and sea. It's fascinating, don't you think? The image you see on your screen was captured by a trail camera set up in Sydney, Australia. Now, we know Australia has some big things, but, well, we didn't know primates and apes that looked like this were a part of their ecosystem. Any paranormal enthusiast who saw this will outrightly call it a Bigfoot, and it turns out that Australia has its own version of the Bigfoot called the Yowie. In case you're wondering how different this is from our usual Bigfoot, we did the research for you, and it turns out there are no real differences. They simply call it the Yowie while the rest of us call it the Bigfoot. For our skeptics out there, if Bigfoot isn't real, how come he's been seen by individuals from different cultures in different regions? How come the descriptions from each of these cultures, who may never have interacted with each other, are the same? It has to be more than a coincidence, right? Think about it. For our next video, we have something rather odd and quite unanticipated. And no, it's not a paranormal creature or event. I mean, well, how do I explain? Well, watch the footage. Yep, that's definitely one gifted elephant. We have no idea why that elephant suddenly broke the fence and what it was looking for, but looking down below, we can definitely say he was looking for a damsel. But judging by how the video ended, we doubt he found one. Poor thing. Our hearts go out to this lonely creature, and we hope that it encounters a Mrs. Elephant soon, as it undoubtedly deserves some luck in the romance department. Next, we have this Trailcam capture, which is nothing but a hazy image. Despite the image's haziness, a discernible silhouette emerges. The silhouette bears a resemblance to Darth Vader from Star Wars, but it's highly unlikely this image was taken on Mustafar. What then are we looking at? While the truth remains unknown, our suspicion leans towards this being a cryptid. Take a look at its hands and you'll realize it has what looks like claws. And although it seems to wear something, I suspect it might just be fur. Discerning the features does not, however, tell us what it is. It's hard to believe it's Bigfoot given the claws and slender body. But what do you think we're dealing with here? Could it be a never-before-seen creature? Is it a new kind of cryptid, or is it merely an emaciated Bigfoot? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. In what looks like a painted white woodwork with numerous spaces, an investigator armed with a source of illumination and a camera was ready to film a gobsmacking moment. It's not clear whether he knew what to expect or not, but given the tools he had at his disposal, he most likely did. You can feel his nervousness, although he keeps moving closer to whatever he's filming to get a clearer shot. As he gets closer, whatever he's filming comes into view. You think it would run off given the light and human approaching, but no, it stares him down and even moves its hands. Its hand is the only clue we have about its identity, and even though it's not very clear, what is that thing? What do you think it is? Is it dangerous? Why does it seem so relaxed? This is a puzzle I just can't seem to wrap my head around. Do you have any idea what this could be? Let us know in the comments section. Are you familiar with shadow creatures? No? Watch this footage. Did you see the creature moving from the back to the vehicles packed near the camera? Did you see the form of the creature? Yes, it was fast, but the creature moved almost as though it was smoke without any real form. In fact, the one who uploaded it didn't notice it until he was going through the footage recorded by his camera. Perplexed by what he saw, he brought it to the online paranormal community for an explanation. Most of those who saw it didn't know what to make of it. Some thought it was a cryptid with strange powers, and others assumed it might be aliens. But if you have done this as long as we have, you start to suspect it's a shadow creature. Not much is known about these creatures, and perhaps we might have an entire episode dedicated to them in the future. But until then, my personal verdict about this creature is that it's a shadow creature. What do you also think? Do you share the same sentiment, or do you believe there's more at play here that I am missing? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. Unlike the previous Trailcam owners on this list, this man actually intended to capture a paranormal on his Trailcam. He'd heard the area he had set up his Trailcam was a magnet for such, and he wanted to capture the next viral cryptid. Imagine his shock when he realized that his camera had actually captured a humanoid creature. Upon closer examination of the image, his excitement quickly turned into disappointment. While he may have captured a humanoid, it was no cryptid, but a human with questionable fashion choices. But hey, who are we to judge another person's fashion sense, right? This next capture is quite the wild one. It was taken as far back as 2011 in the backyard of the Trailcam owner. At first glance, the capture shows a furry cat staring towards the camera. However, upon closer inspection, something else becomes apparent. If you examine the image more closely, you'll notice two eyes and a face also peering toward the camera. The face exudes an ominous aura, evoking a sense of impending malevolence. However, beyond these details, the image remains shrouded in mystery. The one who posted it online hadn't posted anything again since. We can only hope that the individual is fine, but what do you make of the capture? Share your thoughts with us. You thought babies were the only living things that found picking stuff and just running off a sport? Well. You thought too soon. This video clip was captured in the wilderness, and you wouldn't believe who the cinematographer is. In the middle of nowhere, this clip reveals a dusty trail with a wild cat walking towards it, and it's unknown what its plans are, as the camera was likely knocked down, but it's picked up by a wild cat. The cat seizes it and dashes off without a second glance, revealing its clear intrigue and enthusiasm. During this unexpected encounter, the camera briefly captures the view of the cat's mouth, revealing its teeth and inner buccal cavity. And I wonder if they discuss toothpaste purchases at home. Haha. Not long after, it comes to a halt, dropping the camera onto the grass and lying down to catch its breath. Has it now noticed there is nothing edible about its lucky finding, or playtime must come to an end? Either way, it drops the camera and gives us access to this interesting footage. Don't you just love nature? The woods, dense with tall trees and lush green leaves, bathed in sunlight on a hot afternoon. A deeper shade of green can be seen in the distance. Looking closely between the trees, we notice the presence of a dark and tall figure with an eerie appearance. The creature has a dark, dog-like face, and it's walking on two legs. It brings to mind the legendary Dogman, which only a few have had the opportunity to meet. For those who don't know, the Dogman is a humanoid figure with a dog-like face. It doesn't in any way behave like your everyday cute pups and wouldn't hesitate to take you out if it had to. This makes me wonder if this capture was taken near human settlements. If it was, then their lives might just be at stake. 'Tis the season for celebration, but this joy is short-lived when a woman hears growling from deep within the woods near her. While it's natural for someone to flee in such situations, this courageous woman defies her instinctual fear and bravely ventures toward the source of the menacing growls. Equipped with her phone, she begins recording and ventures deep into the woods. As she approaches, she delicately pushes aside vegetation, which reveals what you are currently seeing on your screens. And yes, that's a black creature crouched at the tree with something reddish where its mouth should be. The woman didn't stay for long and ran immediately after she saw the creature. But what is it? Some who saw the video claim it's a mystical creature or a cryptid with a fiery mouth. Believe me when I say we at Classified Captures love the paranormal as much as anyone, but that assertion is just ridiculous. That's definitely a black panther with its mouth open. I know we've featured the dog man on this channel before, but I'm not sure we've done so with a video as spine-chilling as this. Two guys were staying in an isolated cabin in the woods when they started hearing strange and ungodly sounds. Curious and worried, they stepped out and their security cam captured what you see on your screen. If you pay attention to the footage, you'll see a large creature appear on the left side of the screen. It looks like it's got big forearms and a bigger body to match. The video quality is so bad you can't really tell what you're looking at. Some members of the online paranormal community, however, think it's a wounded grizzly, whilst others think it's a werewolf. But a majority believe that we could be definitely looking at a dog man. I want to believe it's one of these, preferably the dog man, but as I keep watching the video over and over, the excitement wanes and it's replaced by a lot of questions. Why did the video end so abruptly if it's real? Why do the creature's movements look a little unnatural? Is this an elaborate hoax to deceive dogman enthusiasts? So many questions. But what do you think? In the middle of the night, on a highway street, this interesting yet eerie video clip was captured. In the footage, we see a few cars drive by, as is expected on a highway. However, something unusual occurs. After the two cars pass, a creature crosses the street purposefully to avoid a collision. At first glance, one might assume this is a black or gray hairless stray dog on the run, and maybe a deer going back home as well. But let's zoom in. Nope, that is definitely not a dog or a deer. It appears to be a humanoid. While I suspect a human experiment had gone wrong, my team members were quick to point out that it could simply be a skinwalker, and I must say I agree with them. But where is it headed? Why cross the street in that form? Is there something we're missing or don't know? Please share your thoughts or insights with us if you have any. What do you think is responsible for building such a thing like this in a remote part of the woods? To give you context, an explorer found this structure in a woodland area that doesn't see many visitors due to how far and remote it is. Imagine walking into something like this in an area not many humans have visited. What would go through your mind? Well, the one who recorded the footage didn't know what to make of it and decided to upload it online so people could share their thoughts. Many thought a Sasquatch built that and deserted the area when it noticed humans coming. Others believe it's a hunting blind. If you're familiar with hunting blinds, it's a structure or mechanism a hunter puts up in place to avoid being detected by wild animals. They don't exactly look like this, but this could pass for a makeshift one. But even for a makeshift one, this looks a tad too complex. Now, given these two options, which do you think we're dealing with here? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Get ready for our next mind-boggling clip, straight from the heart of the woods. This Trailcam footage captures a creature like no other, strolling through the forest like it owns the place. The trees stand tall, adorned with lush green leaves, as if they're in on its secret. Just take a look at the footage. It's as tall as those majestic trees, with arms so long they practically graze the ground. And here's the kicker. It moves with a slow but human-like gait that makes some folks think it's Bigfoot. Others within the paranormal community, however, think it's a whole new kind of cryptid, one that's managed to stay under the radar till now. The non-believers in the paranormal are amused by these assertions and reckon it's just a dude in a fancy costume. Yeah, right. But what's your take? Do you think it's a real deal or is it just another hoax? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Next up is this odd footage that was taken across the street in the city. At first glance, you'll think the creature in view is a stray dog, but as the video plays out, you realize that it looks nothing like your everyday dog. Its body proportions do not fit the description of a regular dog, and it appears to be hairless, almost sharing the likeness of a Chupacabra. But what if it's not just sharing the likeness of the Chupacabra, but is actually one? As the video shows, it's seen munching on something, or should I say, sucking out its blood. And we all know who's infamous for feasting on livestock blood, right? None other than the good old Chuppy. Now, here's a $1 million question. Do you think that that's just some stray dog, or could it possibly be a real-life Chupacabra? Tell us in the comments section. Would you stand by and record if you ran into a strange entity, or would you take to your heels? Well, the individual who recorded our next footage thought it would be a good idea to stand, record, and pray. Did it end well? Perhaps you should see for yourself. Did you see it? If you pay attention to the center of the footage, there's some sort of weird-looking creature there. At first glance, I assumed it was a skinwalker, and if you know anything about the Navajo culture, you'd agree. After all, it looked more like a skinwalker transforming. After a few seconds in the footage, however, it starts to look like whatever that thing is starts floating. Yes, floating. Now, I won't pretend to be an expert on the Navajo culture, but I didn't know skinwalkers could float. After some seconds, the individual starts praying and binding the entity. He genuinely believed it would work, but turns out whatever he was doing wasn't enough, and once he realized it, he did what any smart human being would do. He ran away. Before you laugh or judge him harshly, know that his life was flashing before his eyes. What would you have done in such a situation? I've seen weird things, but this next capture weirded me out more than most. It's not something I'm proud to admit, but anyone who knows me knows strange dolls, well, they scare me. And there are not many dolls weirder than what I'm about to show you. In fact, take a look. Did you see those dolls? Don't they look like the way the characters in Minecraft look? You can't unsee it now, can you? Imagine moving through the dark woods with the owls hooting and insects of the night giving off their eerie music. Your only source of light is the moon as you try to look beyond the trees in front of you. And then your gaze falls on these bizarre dolls. How would you react? Personally, I don't think I would handle it well, given the fact that I'm still recovering from Chucky, believe it or not. But you have to wonder, who set up these dolls and why? What's the story behind them? Is it just for fun, or is there something more sinister at play here? Share your thoughts, because I'd really love to hear them. In this next footage, a person was taking a stroll one night when he comes across a creature crouched on the floor. The creature resembles a goblin with unnaturally smooth plastic-like skin and eerily glowing eyes. As he grabbed his phone to capture the scene, the creature became aware of his presence and started moving aggressively towards him, emitting spine-chilling, otherworldly noises. As realistic as this looks and sounds, I must say the one who created this CGI is very good, because I was genuinely almost spooked. What about you? This image just sends shivers down my spine. The idea of the Wolfman actually existing is a nightmare to many people, yet here's an image that might just prove that they do exist. In the image, we see a dog-furred beast with somewhat human features. The posture of the headshot makes it seem to appear to be standing on two legs. As much as the image seems frighteningly real, deep down, I had a hunch that it might just be a costume, and it turns out I was right. Despite some attempts to present it as a paranormal creature sighting, our investigations revealed that it actually belonged to a popular costume maker, putting an end to the mystery and the excitement surrounding the image. Bummer. Do you believe in spirit beings? You do? Have you heard of the Dende? If you haven't, you're in luck. Enjoy. Yeah, that's one of them. It looks like a mini human, and the man recording is even shocked. For those of you that don't know what a Dende is, it's a supernatural creature or spirit often associated with the forest. It's known for its mischievous behavior and is similar to other mythical creatures found in different cultures, like elves or goblins. Well, irrespective of whether you believe it or not, we are seeing one in this footage. The individual recording states it's Colombia, which is also known to have these creatures. So has any of you ever had an encounter with these creatures? Do you even think this footage is real at all? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Either way, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there popular trail cams out there you'd want us to look at? Please tell us in the comments section, as we'll be reading. You can also send us a mail of strange and unexplainable videos that you may have recorded yourself. Just forward them to classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll upload it in our next episode and give you the credit, unless you want to remain anonymous, of course. We look forward to receiving your content. Like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. See you in the next one.